Hey everyone, Brian here from Vintage Classic Specialist. Happy Wednesday everyone. Hope everyone's week is going good on this hump day here. It is time for another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. So the regulars around the channel know that I've been dealing with some family health issues, my mom in particular, and she's doing okay. So thank you for all the well wishes and so on. She went back to the hospital from rehab yesterday because she was having some pressure feelings in her chest, and they went and did a very thorough workup, kept her overnight in the hospital. Everything's fine, so not entirely sure what was going on, but she's fine. So she's heading back to rehab to get back probably in better shape than she's been in a long time, and so they can send her home. She's 86 going on 87 and still lives independently in the house I grew up in San Diego. Anyway, so yeah, I'm still here and she's fine. So again, thank you for all the well wishes and so on. So, pretty big-ish day in the shop. The mouse gray bus is gone, and yeah, the transporter finally picked it up. They were supposed to come yesterday, and then they got delayed, and so they came and got it today, and it is on its way back to Seattle. I still owe you guys a walk-around video of that car. I will try and, I filmed it, obviously, which is a good thing because the car's gone now. I filmed it, and I'll try and get it up here in the next day or so. Just been super swamped lately. So that's gone. And then, let's see. Gosh, guys, my head is spinning. Also left today was the Gulf Blue 63 Beetle that was in... gosh, guys, I'm trying to think what I even did on that car. I'm sorry, guys. My head is in a bit of a fog. Mainly carburetor rebuild and a few little things like that on the motor. Fine-tuned his brakes a little bit, which were a little tight. Just some minor things like that on that beautiful Gulf Blue 63 Beetle. And so it left today. And so 2 cars left and 2 cars came. So let's talk about what came in today here. Since I seem to be pointing the camera a lot at this one, let's start here. So this is a 66 Karmann Ghia, as you can see. And I'm sorry guys, I don't remember the sort of origin story of this car. I'll have to try and check with the owner and see. I'm thinking they've had it for a long time. Maybe they're even the original owner. Honestly, I don't remember, guys. I'm sorry. I have so many cars on my brain right now. It's hard to keep track of them. Nonetheless, the car came in primarily because the brakes were dragging, and he had kind of checked the brake shoes through the inspection holes and noticed that they wore very unevenly and so on. And so he brought it in for us to essentially do a brake job, make sure the car is safe and so on. The car runs and drives fine. It's just, he's had some concerns about the brakes. So he brought it in for that. And as usual with these cars, we found some other little things. One of which was kind of surprising, was as I started jacking the back of the car up to obviously, pull the wheels and go after the brakes, so this car is a swing axle. The swing axle boot on this side, the passenger side, started like puking massive amounts of transmission oil. So I guess just however much the boot flexed by jacking the car up and the angle of the wheel changing opened a crack or exposed a crack, or I don't know what happened, but it dumped a lot of oil, left a puddle about that big on the floor before I mopped it up and put something under it. But yeah, so it needs new swing axle boots. So that was not so much expected. The brakes, back wheel cylinders, both sides leaking. Front sides weren't leaking, but, we're already in here. His pads were worn a bit. And so, at the point where we're going through the labor to tear everything apart, it doesn't really make any sense to reuse used parts. So we're going to be doing a complete brake job on this car, including the master cylinder, which I can't tell for sure if it's been leaking or not, but it looks ancient, guys. It might be the original one on the car, probably not, but it's been on there a really long time. So we're going to replace that too. And the other thing I found, which was somewhat unexpected but not surprising with these cars, is the if you can see, that's oily looking. So this axle seal on this side is leaking, which isn't wouldn't necessarily be a big deal. However, what happens is, as you can imagine, when you're leaking oil out of here, it tends to soak your brake shoes and stuff like that, and then your brakes don't work right. So we're already in here, already doing a brake job, so at that point it makes sense to just pop the cap off and replace all the seals in there. And of course we'll do both sides while we're at it. So other than that, those are the only two things I've discovered so far as additional things. Again, is the swing axle boots, and then we'll go ahead and do both axle seals here at the ends of the axles. And other than that, yeah, complete brake job. So yeah, super cool little car. It's got some kind of interesting things going on. It's got like fiberglass bucket seats in it, which obviously aren't original, but I don't know, they don't look that bad in there. They look kind of sporty, so I kind of like them. And it's got some kind of shifter that I'm not familiar with. Obviously, I'm familiar with the shift lock, so those were options, and I think they were standard on these cars in Europe, but I don't know if somebody just chopped the shifter down and put the ball on it or what, but it's kind of cool and kind of goes with the seats and stuff. And other than that, the only other obvious thing is that it's got T-bars on it, which is kind of fun. And so yeah, neat little car. Seems to run great. So yeah, we'll do the brake job, take care of those leaky things on the back, and probably send him on his way here in a couple days. So that is number one project that came in today, mini project. The other one that came in is for long-time viewers of the channel. We've had this bus in here before. This bus, Rafa had a hand in building, I think when he was at West Coast Classic Restoration. This bus has been around a while. Super nice, one family bay window. It's a 71, so the last of the upright Beetle style engine buses before they went to the pancake motor. And yeah, fully restored, just a really, really nice bus, no matter where you look at it. And it's got a big motor in it, which is pretty bitchin'. I don't remember if it's like I don't know what it is, honestly, guys. It's got dual carbs and so on. Probably like a 2180, 2110 maybe, bus motor, but not 100% sure. But just gorgeous. They are interested in actually selling the bus. I think despite the fact that it's been in the family the whole time, I guess they're just not driving it, and it's just kind of sitting, which is kind of sad for a car this nice, especially one that drives this nice. I've driven this bus before, guys. This thing drives amazing. It's like a new car. And with that motor and everything, it's really a pleasure to drive. So I'm kind of glad in a way that I'm hoping that the car will go to a good home and somebody who drives it a lot. So if somebody is interested, and I don't have the specifics on the price and so on yet, and so on so far, but if somebody's really interested, let me know, and I can find out what the prices they're asking for it, or get you their information and so on. But yeah, it's just probably one of the nicest examples you're going to find of a Type 1 motor bay window bus. So, anyway, I don't even know if I mentioned, guys. It basically just came in for an oil change. So they want to sell it, so they want me to do an oil change, check the valves, basically just those things. I think he said that the battery was going dead, so he didn't know if maybe the battery was going bad or maybe it's not charging. So I need to check the alternator, see what kind of output it's putting. But yeah, basically that is what that one is in for. Okay, so let's talk about what else happened today. Somehow today my phone was ringing off the hook, which generally speaking, and getting tons of texts, which are good problems because it means that we're busy and people are calling and new potential customers and so on. However, I didn't get a heck of a lot done today, guys. So yeah, it's just the nature of running a business. Some days are like that. I did work, however, a little bit on this beauty. This is the 1700cc 40 horse for the Sea Blue 64 one family car. Anyway, pretty much today I bought everything that I needed to put on its full flow filter, put the hoses on. I left them a bit long because I'll trim them to length when they go in the car, but my goal for now is to basically put everything on this motor that's needed and fill it up with oil and then do the cam break-in. So today I also mounted the fuel inlet line here, and let's see what else. I put on this linkage, which is kind of crappy and not that great of a linkage. It's kind of the one that the Karmann kit comes with, and but as far as just breaking in the motor, this linkage will do just fine. And then I'll put on a better linkage with Heim joints on it and stuff like that. These ends are pretty goofy and they have a habit of like popping off on their own. And this linkage also doesn't really accommodate the change in width of the motor as the motor comes up to temp. So syncing the carbs and keeping them in sync with this linkage is not great, because this is actually a single rod. Well, it's two rods, but they're screwed together, and it just connects literally one carburetor to the other, and then there's this other little joint here that pulls it from the bell crank here. So yeah, not a good linkage. I would never run one of these. However, still waiting on the bitchin' linkage that I'm supposed to get, and so this will work just fine for breaking the motor in, and then we'll swap it out, which is fairly simple job. So yeah, oil is things going on. Linkage went on, and we put it on a different engine stand that we have that will actually accommodate the starter mechanism and stuff that I have here, and started putting on the crossover tube here. So yeah, just some details like that, getting this one ready basically to fire up. I don't know if it'll happen this week, but maybe. But now I'm kind of busy with that and that, so I don't know. But anyway, getting very close. Oh, I put the belt on and adjusted it, no big deal. But pretty much, yeah, this one is like very close to being ready to fire up. So that is what I did. Rafa, believe it or not, guys, he was still working at least part of the day on this choke linkage here. And he did some things that that kind of improved it. One was, this again is an original linkage, and it's very old. And some of these joints here were very wore out and had a lot of slop in them. And that wasn't really helping things as far as this linkage working smoothly and going all the way back when you release it and stuff. So he actually spent some time, like basically drilling these out and putting slightly oversized pins in them and so on. So just overall improving the function of it a lot. But then again, the goal is still to make it so that when you engage it and then let it go, it's got to return all the way, because otherwise these carburetors end up running quite rich if the choke is somehow stuck on a little bit. So yeah, just details, guys. We'll get through it and we'll get it working perfectly. And then that's kind of like the last major-ish thing, I think, on this one before we start this motor up in the car. Again, this motor's been dyno tested. It made 65 horsepower and 104 foot-pounds of torque and sounded very smooth and nice. So yeah, but as far as starting it in the car, that'll be a first here, and that will probably happen like next week, hopefully. We'll see. So that was a good portion of Rafa's day. The other thing, which is a minor thing, but a thing that happened, was you guys who watch the channel regularly know that the yellow Beetle that we lovingly call the tennis ball is normally sitting there. So we went ahead today because we wanted this spot for this car, which is going to sit up on jack stands for a few days. And this is a good spot for a car like that. So we went ahead and put the back wheels on the tennis ball, the Ravana Green 74 Beetle. And it's sitting in the parking lot right now. But yeah, very cool to see that car on its wheels and sitting in the parking lot looking like an almost done car, minus the bumpers, which are being powder coated right now. But yeah, so that will obviously come back in the shop tonight before I go home. But that, I believe, is it for today, guys. So thank you all very much for watching. and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.